Hello, my name is Pete and welcome to my channel PJ Cooper the Model Builder, and we're going to do another build today, and you clicked on it so you know what it is. So the Cobra, the T1 Samba from Model Space, this one is, and this is pack 4. It is going slightly better with deliveries. But we're all having problems with that due to COVID, so I can moan about it, but we've all got the same problem. And why not start? Let's start straight away and turn down that camera and see what we are looking at. So let's get to pack 4. Okay, in pack 4 we're starting with stage 26. Okay, we've got a few different ones, and we have to be careful on which ones we choose. We're not going to use them. We carefully store them, and we're going to the next stage, which is, of course, 27. Which is the middle seat base. Tools we're using this time are all exactly the same as we normally use. Screwdriver, scalpel to open the plastic, tweezers, 2 kinds, and different heads for the different sizes of screw heads. And furthermore, a big cup of tea, and all the standard things that you can see right there and right there on the camera behind me. And as you can see, I've got the iPad on with the build guides. So we're going to start with this, and we're going to check and see how it works. So we're going to just see if it fits properly, because we're going to start with the end part and have a look at the orientation. The base that is open is towards the sliding door. This is the driver's side of the car. So we're going to use this one with the short back, but the little thingies in between there, as you can see them. And we're going to put them into the screw holes here. And they stick in pretty good already. Ooh, I forgot to do something, and that's why. So you put them in the screw holes there, and the top goes through that little thing there. Now we're doing that with all of them. So this is the middle one. As you can see, these screw bits where you put the screw into are slightly off center to the hole, again through the little hole there. And this is where the moving seat goes, or at least where the back can be moved forward. So we're going to put them in those holes. And the last one we're going to put in like that. Yep, and we're all going to screw it in with the BP screws, 8 pieces. Okay, well, 8 screws in, and that is what we are left with. The lower part of the middle seat. I did the bubble check. It is plastic and thin, so it will. Make sure you have a look at the orientation. At the ends, you have the ones with the little things there, right there as well. As you can see, in the middle we have the simple ones. And that's that. That is stage 27 done. So let's bring in stage 28, which is a seat, as you can see, and a whole lot of screws with it. Let's open it up. Now, time for some hot tea. I'm sounding like a proper Englishman with my tea, aren't I? So we're putting that onto the middle seat base. It's all rubbery material, so you can move it about. There you go. Make sure the rubber comes around. As you can see in this corner here, yep, it's not, see? You need to have that rubber sticking out slightly, so it's properly seated like that. Okay, we are going to put in some screws, and we are going to put in BP04s, and we're going to put them into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we're going to speed it up for some screw time. And this is what we're left in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screws fire down, and we've got a lovely seat with that piece of rubber there to back that as well. Really nice. We're going to get the seat in, the backing seat, an unmovable one, the non-movable one. It looked like oh, it looked like the lines are a little bit crazy, but have a look when you put it in. It's great that they thought of that. Superb. So you've got 1, 2, 3 to put in, and there's even holes for the little things that are sticking out. So we're going to put it in there, and then we're going to screw it down. Have a look at the neat seam that is there. Really good. We're going to fire them down with some BP03 screws, in this case 3 of them. So we're going to speed it up for some firing time. There it is. And if you put them in, you need to put a little bit of pushing and make sure that it all fits together, but don't push too hard, and especially don't screw in too much, because you'll be losing the screw thread, and you will have to do something else. But big tip here, don't you can't say this enough, don't screw it down too fast or too hard if you're going into plastic. That's the seat, and let's see if we're doing anything with the movable seat. I'm just checking it in the iPad, guys. Nope, we're gonna leave it like that, and we're gonna save the screws we have. Stage 29. This is stage 29, a floor panel for the back of the bus. What is it? The rear bulkhead panel. But we're going to leave it, we're not using it, we're finishing the middle seat, so I'm just going to leave it in plastic until we are really using it. So I'm getting the last seat out. And what we are doing, we're not using any screws or anything like that. We're just going to move it in there. You see those are holes in there. We're going to make sure that is a locating pin to keep it up straight, but can also be folded forward. So we're going to move that in on one side. Sorry guys, well, that's easy. Make sure that you pull both arms slightly towards or away from each other. That's the easiest way to put them in. But as you can see, the seat can be folded down and locks in the upper position. It's a bit wobbly, but that's how it is. This is the way somebody can get passed through properly. That's stage 29 done. It was a quick one, wasn't it? And we're moving on, getting everything together and putting it on the chassis. lean against my cup of tea. We're gonna open 29. And are we using 30 as well? We're not. We're going to use that in a different stage. Sorry, I had to check that on my iPad. But we are going to use this one. And make sure you always check to see if there's something in there. Static electricity keeps little plastic parts in it and you'll lose it. And if you don't see it on time, you have to do a lot of searching in the plastic bin or wherever you're chucking your plastic. And we're bringing the previous stages in, and these panels are very nice, aren't they, guys? You see though the little things there, but that's all right. So the seats are going to be put in, and they will stay in when they're screwed in like that. And we're going to screw them in with 8 screws, and then after that we will be putting the rear bulkhead in like that. Everything is coming loose, and I need to put that in first and tape that down with a bit of masking tape, so when I turn it around it doesn't fall. As soon as the seats are fired in, they're not going to fall out anymore. That is what it is, and it's in properly, and as you can see this seat folds forward. We put all of the screws in and I've tightened them up slightly, so we can't say this enough, don't over tighten these screws too much. Yeah, you're especially when you're going into plastic, you're just gonna need to super glue it if you don't do it, if you're not careful enough. We're putting the rear bulkhead panel in from this side, and we're going to screw them in from this side with the silver colored BP06 screws. So we're going to tighten them up a bit, and with the last bit of tightening it all falls into place perfectly. And you may have seen that, you may not have seen that, but because I fastened that, speeded up. That completes stage 30. We're going to leave that the tape in for a moment, and we're going to go on to stage 31, where we'll be making a new seat. So we're going to put this aside for you to look at. So that is stage 30. We got this part in stage 30, but we're not doing anything with it in this stage, so we'll be putting it aside for the next stage, which is 31, which I have right here. Oh, we're putting everything together. Of course we are. Let's just open everything up. So that is stage 30 and 31. The guardrail or handrail was put into a different part. We're most probably going to put it in that way. Just let's call this a test fit. And as you can see, it fits neatly into it. Well, we're starting with that, so leave the seat there for a moment, and we're going to put in 3 BP03s in there. I've got 3 BP03s ready to put the handrail in. Okay, I test fitted the handle already, and we're going to screw it down. So we've got the handle, I pushed them in already, and we're going to screw them down. Okay, Okay, so that's the handle on. I'm going, you know, when you put it in, guys, be careful because it is a fragile part. And I'm gonna do a little bit of retouching because paint has gone there a bit. I've got the pens here. These are the Porsche pens, but you know, or a lot of people use the shapy pens. So, bring the pens away. Let me open up my iPad. Old-fashioned iPad. Okay, so we're going to put the seat cover on. Oh guys, come on. And make sure you put it in that way. That little edge is going on that side, so push it in. And that's the seat, the back seat, done with the handle or a handlebar, whatever you want to call it. And we're going to put that aside because we're going to go to the next stage, and we're not using it in the next stage, but I think we're going to fix it somewhere around 34 maybe, I don't know. This is stage 32. We're gonna open it up and see what we can do. We've got some supports for the rear seats. These are the same, and this of course is an old shape one. We're going to put them aside, and this is the heat exchange part, upper and lower, and I've put them together already like so, and a bag of BP03s. And we're going to put in 2, so let's fire them down. And that is the heat exchange done. We put the lower and the upper done, and that even completes stage 32. We're going to stage 33. Yes, stage 33, which is the lower part of the seat, the rear seat base. And let's see what we are doing. Okay, we're gonna put those on the ends and this one in the middle, and it's got all to do with the heat exchange being there as well. So let's see. We're gonna put the support on there like so, then that one in the middle, don't know yet but we'll see, and the end part there as well. And we're gonna put those in with some 1, 2 BP03 screws. So shall we fire them down first? And we're going to hold it like that, and we're going to put 1, 2 screws in there. That's one done. Let's do the other one. both in, and the middle one goes in like, let's see, we're holding it like that, and the slope side goes that way, I think. No, you can't put it in that way, so have a look at that. There's no other way to put it in. You cannot put it that way because the lug hole of the lugs that are there, or the nipples, whatever you want to call it, they're spaced apart a little bit different. So the only way you can put them in is like that. So we're going to hold it down and we're going to screw it in. Wobble check done. And we're going to keep the rest of the screws and this part and the heat exchange for the next bit. We're going to put everything together in part 34 of this issue of this. So let's get out 34, which is the seat again. And we're going to take the back of the seat in as well. This is the lower part, BP04 and BP03. So, stage 34, and we're going to put the seat on the base. So, orientation is pretty darn simple, huh? Or at least it should be darn simple. Let's take that aside. Make sure that the rubber goes around the little plastic, and like that sticks out a bit. Then we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 screws to put in, and like the previous stage, these are BP04s again, so we're going to screw them down. That's the seat put together, everything screwed down, and most probably we are going to put the back on as well, and we're going to put in 5 BP03s again. You've seen that before. They fit nicely together like that, and we're going to put 5 screws in those holes. So let's get that prepared and fire in. That is that seat done. I can't leave it like that because it will fall over, so I'm going to put it right there so it falls over that way, and we're going to see what we are going to do next. Next is stage 35, because we are finished with this stage, and we're going to take out this one and put that together as well. So let's take it out. The last in this pack, stage 35. Let's put some small parts here. A handle, don't know where that goes, but we'll see. And BP07. So we're gonna take another one out for the BP07. These we're using later. Silver screws these are. So we're going to put them aside because we're going to put in the seat and the heat exchanger first. We're going to start with the heat exchanger. Which will be in like that. And then we're going to screw it down. I'm supporting it with my other hand. And with that being put down, we can take that tape off. I might be using that later somewhere, so I will be putting that aside. But the rubber mat will not fall out like this. It's very wobbly on that side. So these are the seats. And they're in like that, but they have to be screwed down from underneath, of course. So we're gonna put in BP03s, I most probably think. Yes, 5 of them. So we're gonna fire them down. And that makes these seats are done. That can be moved. That can be moved forward. The whole seat can be. Ooh. There we go. The whole seat can be taken up. And this, I will move this back and that up. That's the whole seat in there. And I think, but I'm not quite sure, the last bits we are leaving for the next. It will fit into here. Like that, in some way. Let's see if I can maneuver in more or less like that. But we're not doing that now. Okay guys, that was that. That is what is here in the moment. It's done. I'm waiting. I will be waiting on the next pack. But this was a quite big build and quite an easy build to do. Okay guys, that was that. We have that finished at the moment. All the seats are in, floor mats are down, and all the moving parts that are still working properly. This is in a bit wobbly, but it will do fine. These parts we've got left we'll be using in the next pack, pack 5. Don't know when that comes in by heart, but you'll see that next month. And with that, this part of this pack 4 build of the T1 Samba camper is done. I've thoroughly enjoyed it. It was not a hard build this time. It was a bit fiddly here and then, but very happy with it. And I want to thank you for joining us again, and hope to see you next time. And I've got some more builds, and one of them is at the ready, right there, that big box. It's got all to do with that big thing there, and you'll see that I will be doing that after this one, and you'll be seeing that on YouTube soon. Thank you very much for watching again, and Please like, subscribe, pass it on. I will see you next time. Bye bye.